What's good? It's your boy JayThat'sMe. Let's get into NXT for August the 1st, 2023. Pretty okay show for the most part. So we kick the show off with a attack by Gallus. So a black SUV pulls up. Out come Tony D and Stacks. Gallus immediately attacked them as they get out of the SUV, and Gallus just beats the shit out of the tag champs. So that was really cool. So the family is left laying. Really good stuff there. I enjoyed that. Moving on. So first match of the night, Lyra Valkyria versus JC Jane. So before the match took place, JC Jane, she makes her way over to the announcer. She tells Vic Joseph to stop talking and then says tonight she will finish what she started at the Great American Bash, but this time no one will be there to pull her off of Lyra Valkyria. So that was really good shit there. I enjoyed that. In the end, Lyra Valkyria wins via the big splash, big frog splash for the 1, 2, 3. And I don't really like that finish because so many people use the frog splash. Dominic uses it. Kevin Owens uses it. Seth Rollins has used it a couple times as well. I would have liked if she would have won the match with via that roundhouse kick she's done quite a few times. I think that's a better finish. Like the frog splash for her should be a signature move, but I just really enjoy the roundhouse kick. It's very similar to the Black Mass that Malachi Black does. My bad. I almost called him Alistair. My bad. Malachi Black. Forgive me. It is what it is. So I think that the feud between JC Jane and Lyra Valkyria will continue. It's not over by a long shot. This is great. So Lyra has won, and I'm pretty sure they're going to run it back at some point again for a rematch. JC Jane will win that one, and then we'll get the rubber match. So this does need to be a feud and not just some type of one-off thing. Moving on. So we're backstage, and Trick and Melo Gang, they're backstage talking about the Great American Bash main event, and Carmelo retaining over Ilja Dragunov. So Trick says the match could have went either way, which is 1,000% correct, which is why he grabbed the title belt and yelled as Carmelo and yelled at Carmelo for motivation. Carmelo thanks Trick and says he needed it. Trick says now that Ilja is in Carmelo's rearview mirror, Trick means what he said last week. He's going to start doing this for himself. Carmelo tells Trick to go get his bag. Yes. Trick says it will always be Trick and Melo Gang, but he's not a sidekick. Carmelo says he doesn't see Trick as one. Trick says no, but everyone else does. Trick says what Carmelo is doing, his thing, and is on track to be one of the greatest. He's champion, but Trick isn't. Trick wants to defeat Dragunov. He says he'll slay the Mad Dragon. Carmelo respects that. Trick says this is no breakup, but he's got to be on his own. Damn. And then they show a sign of respect and love. They embrace, and then Trick dips out. So I actually like this. I think this is some really good shit here. They're still bros. They're still down for one another. They're still homies. So I dig this. This actually makes a lot of sense. I love when stuff like this happens because, they're still always going to be homies. But Trick has to do his own thing. Same thing with Melo. So this does make sense. So it's not really that much of a breakup or anything like that, or a turn or anything like that. It's just Trick wants to stand on his own 2 feet, which is actually very respectful. It's very respectful and commendable, if we're being honest. Like, that's great. Definitely love that stuff. And I do think in due time, Trick Williams will be champion. I mean, he's got the look. He's got the build for it. He looks like $1 million, if we're being honest. He'd have a better chance on the main roster than Carmelo would. Carmelo would just be mid-card. I'm not going to say lower mid-card, but probably that, upper mid-card. He might be able to main event a Raw or SmackDown, but that'll be about it. His ceiling on the main roster, that being Carmelo, would be probably a IC title, US title, tag title. That's it. But I could see Trick being world champion. Moving on. So, the family, they're in the trainer's room. But Kitty Mitchell walks in and says this isn't the type of celebration they had in mind. She asks Stacks for a medical update. Tony D interrupts and goes on about Gallus, calling the attack an act of desperation. He says they're dead men. Tony tells Gallus to turn their car around because the family wants them tonight. All of them. So Stacks points to how it'll be a 2-on-3. Tony says he'll make a call. Stacks says who? Tony D says, you know who. We'll see if he picks up. Tony says, let's go. The trainer says he's not done, but Tony says he's good. Stacks is good. And then the family heads out. So that kind of makes sense there. Really good stuff there. But again, I think that Shawn Michaels was doing a lot of this shit on the fly. Because he only had a couple matches planned. Moving on, till we get to Forceful Judgment Day again, that being Dominic Mysterio and Rhea Ripley. So, Rhea announces that Dominic is still your champion. Rhea says Dominic proved he's more of a man than Wes Lee and Mustafa Ali, and all of you here. Dominic says that makes him the greatest luchador ever. Out comes my boy, Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee says he won't let Dominic disrespect the NXT universe or his heritage any longer. Ripley says, look, it's Rey Mysterio Jr. That was pretty funny right there. Dragon says he doesn't like Rhea. Dragon Lee says no one, including Dominic, believes this greatest luchador stuff because Rey is the greatest luchador of all time. Dominic goes on about how he made Mysterio name relevant. Rhea and Dragon disagree about how big Dominic's balls are, which is weird. Dragon Lee then challenges Dominic to prove he's the best by defending the title next week. Dom says he's a fighting champion, so he'll see Dragon next week. Rhea says she'll be in Dom's corner. Dominic says mommy is all he needs. Rhea says wherever her Latino heat goes, she goes. Dragon says he won't be coming along either. So Rey Mysterio, my boy, appears on the big screen for a massive pop. Rey says he's proud to be coming to NXT next week to be in the corner of someone who truly deserves it. The future of Lucha Libre. Rey says he'll have the best seat in the house and can't wait to see Dominic lose the title. So that's really cool stuff there. I dig that. Hopefully, Dom wins. I think he will. I think he will end up retaining. I would hope that he doesn't be a roll-up, and then they can run the match again at No Mercy in September. So, I kind of want them to build a feud about that. I think that would be really cool there. And I do think that Dom should be champion all the way up until No Mercy. So this does make sense. This makes a lot of sense. So really good stuff there. Who knows? Maybe Dragon Lee will win next week. I mean, it can go either way. If we're being honest, it could go either way. But I would love to see Dominic Mysterio win, and then Dragon Lee be the one to defeat him again in like a rematch at No Mercy. But like I said, we have like a while for No Mercy. We have like a good close to 8 weeks until No Mercy. So we got a good 7 weeks until then. So we got a while. We got a while to go. Next, Melo's backstage when an angry Wes Lee walks in, which is weird. Carmelo tells Lee to calm down. Wes Lee says he's lost 3 weeks in a row while Carmelo's on top of the world. Wes Lee says Carmelo has had this and that, but Wes Lee is scraping for inches and fighting for his life. Wes Lee tells Carmelo Hayes, don't act like you know. Carmelo says he went to war on Sunday and can barely breathe, but you don't see him knocking things over like this. Carmelo goes on about how what he has coming, including a possible rematch for Ilja Dragunov, and says Wes Lee has no idea how to be a champion. Carmelo says now he understands why Bron Breakker snapped. Damn, that was good. Wes Lee says he knows what it takes to be champion. Metaphor interrupts, and Noam Dar is proud to be NXT Heritage Cup champion, but Wes Lee reminds him he's the fake champion. Dar says Nathan Frazier never pinned him for the Heritage Cup, but Wes Lee was pinned twice by Dom. And then there was a quick fight scene that broke out between both sides, but officials rushed to keep them apart. So that was pretty good stuff there. I'm guessing we're going to see a slow heel turn from Wes Lee. It kind of makes sense, though. It really makes sense. It's kind of believable. We might be getting a match between Wes Lee and Carmelo for No Mercy, but I mean, they've done this before. We faced them. They faced before, so why even do that? I would just rather them do the do Wes Lee versus Carmelo a few weeks before No Mercy, and then that's when we see Wes Lee turn fully heel. Then that's what I would do. But I do like it, though. Wes Lee needs some oomph to him. And this makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. Next. So, Chase U is backstage with Mackenzie Mitchell. So, Thea Hale is super deflated. Like, all the air is just sucked out of her. She's so full of life, but all the air has been sucked out of her. She's very disappointed about the loss to Thea Hale on this past Sunday. But says she gave it all she had. She didn't give up. Andre Chase goes on about how he had to throw the towel in. Duke Hudson is also there. They argue. Thea Hale screams, and then Baron Corbin walks up. Corbin says this interview is over. Jason Corbin have some words. Corbin calls Thea Hale a little girl and says, this job is not for everyone. You tried and you failed. You've already peaked and that's it. Andre Tate steps up and calls Corbin a piece of shit and tells him he can't talk to Thea Hale like that. They have some more words and Corbin walks off. Andre Tate turns to Thea Hale and says he'll not let Corbin talk to her that way. Okay, so I'm fine with this. Corbin is gold on the mic, really good heel character stuff. Serviceable heel. This leads us into Eddie Thorpe versus Dijak. Again, I don't care about either one of these guys. I really don't. You can send them into the sun. Well, no, Send Eddie Thorpe back to New Japan or Impact or something like that. Dijak, you could release him and put him in Ring of Honor. I mean, who cares? Dijak gets the win via the Cyclone kick for the 1, 2, 3. Who gives a shit? Again, I fucking hate Dijak. I really do. He's nothing special. Like, I'm shocked he hasn't been released yet. I really am. I'm shocked. I'm shocked that he didn't get released. When WWE had those mass releases during the pandemic, I'm shocked he didn't get released then. I really am. I really am. Like, I'm not being mean. I just don't like Dijak. Like, he's nothing special. And then you have people online saying, oh, well, Dijak deserves better. Dijak needs this. It's like, no, he doesn't. He does not. Moving on. So, Tony D's on the phone with somebody. Tony D says to this person, if anyone understands business, it's business, it's you. And if you do this for me, we're even. So Tony hangs up and Stacks asks if the person is in. Tony says he's in. Stacks says good. Let's go get Gallus. So, like that. Moving on. So Dana Brooke is backstage with my girl, Kalani Jordan, who looks super good. They're watching Dana Brooke's win over Cora Jade last week in the kendo stick match. Dana Brooke says this match brought out the dark side in her. They agreed this was a side everyone needed to see. Dana brings up how she went through some things in her career and she's read some things in fans' comments. So when she took that kendo stick, she changed. She saw red and she liked it. Kalani Jordan said Dana Brooke is a badass. What? What type of weed is Kalani Jordan on? What type of drugs is Kalani Jordan on? Are you serious? No. Oh man, that was a good laugh right there. Good laugh. Dana Brooke says something's gotten into her. Brooke gives Kalani Jordan some praise for her progress and says she needs to find her aggression and killer instinct because she needs to find her aggression and killer instinct because she will need it. Then Dana Brooke walks off as a somewhat confused Kalani Jordan thinks things over. I don't know where they're going with this. Dana Brooke is not a badass. Again, Dana Brooke, she looks decent, but I just don't see how she has survived over the years. I just don't. She hasn't improved in her wrestling career. She's not improved at all. She's not. Moving on. So, Lola Vice and Elektra Lopez are out next. So we see Elektra Lopez and Lola Vice on Instagram during the Great American Bash making fun of both Leon and Feroz. So this leads into Lola Vice and Elektra Lopez versus Valentina Feroz and Yolisa Leon. So my girls, Lola Vice and Elektra Lopez, they win via a spin kick for the 1, 2, 3. So we get a TikTok video of Tiffany Stratton putting her makeup on. She's talking about beating Thea Hale at the Bash. Tiffany Stratton says that little girl pushed her to the limit, and there were questionable moments. Tiffany Stratton says after weeks, it's finally over. She says she'll be back next week to grace with her presence. She may pick up her next challenger or maybe throw a Tiffy-bration. Whatever it is, it'll be fabulous. Then she says toodles. Like that. So, this leads us into Wes Lee and Carmelo Hayes versus Oro Mensah and Noam Dar. Typical work rate tag match. In the end, Noam Dar wins. So this actually makes sense. It sucks that Melo took a loss, but it is what it is. I mean, he didn't take the loss, but, he still lost. So, post-match, the Metaphor, they celebrate, and then they head out. So, Carmelo Hayes and Wes Lee, they argue in the ring. Carmelo says it's cool. Lee says, no, it's not cool. Where were you? Carmelo says he's not worried about this, and then he goes to Lee. Wes Lee says Carmelo Hayes may not be worried, but he is. So Carmelo heads to the back as angry Wes Lee looks on. So again, they're turning Wes Lee heel slowly, which is a good thing. So he is about to snap. And I think this could be interesting. This could be really interesting. And I do think it's leading to Carmelo and Wes Lee for the NXT title sometime later this month, for sure. I could definitely see that happening, for sure. Again, No Mercy is well over a month and a half away, almost 2 months away, if you really want to be honest with it. We got a while. But that's where all things are headed, in my opinion. Next, we get a Bron Breakker promo with him taunting Von Wagner. Bron says Von is a nobody just like Von's father, which is a really good line there. Bron says Von Wagner is soft, and if he doesn't like what Bron's saying, he can come find him. Bron says the photo of Von Wagner with stitches as a kid will be nothing compared to what he does to Von. So this is okay here, but I don't like the fact that Bron Breakker is working with Von Wagner. It just doesn't make any sense. Again, call him up to the main roster. He's ready. Bron Breakker is primed and ready to be on the main roster. He's got to. After this little feud with Von Wagner, he needs to be on the main roster. Seriously. He does. He's ready. He's damn ready. Moving on. So Axiom, he stops Dom and Rhea Ripley in the parking lot. Thankfully, nobody was hurt because the NXT parking lot is the most damn dangerous parking lot in the entire... in all of North America, if we're being honest. So Axiom calls Dominic a parasite and is not impressed with Dominic disrespecting his father. Dom gets Axiom mixed up with Dragon Lee, and they mock him, which is funny. So Mustafa Ali, he interrupts and needs to talk to Dominic. But they already said Ali lost at the bash. Ali keeps trying to talk to Dominic, but Axiom doesn't like being disrespected. Ali says, try being disrespected for 6 years. And Dom and Rhea, they walk off. Ali tells Axiom to go worry about the Heritage Cup or Scripps because the North American title is his. Really good stuff there. That made me lol. When he said that, I laughed my ass off. Really good shit there from Ali. That was funny. So, Baron Corbin defeats Andre Chase via the end of days. Thea Hale basically was going to throw in the towel for Andre Chase, but she just walks away and dips out. So I love what they're doing with Thea Hale. It looks like she is going to be turning to the dark side. She's going to be turning heel, just like Wes Lee, which I'm down for. It makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. Like, she played it very, very well through this match. Like, she wasn't energetic or anything. Like, it was almost like she was soulless, if we're being honest. It was almost like she was just soulless. So we see a really long video package for Roxanne Perez. She's looking at returning home to Texas for the bash. With comments from her family, we also see her weapons win over Blair Davenport. Roxanne Perez says, you can't break her. So a black SUV pulls up in the parking lot. Someone steps out. We only see his feet, and we know by that it would be Santos Escobar, which is great. So Tyler Bate, who we haven't seen in several weeks, interrupts Metaphor's backstage celebration, says he's been on a retreat to find himself. He and Noam Dar ended up agreeing on a match after Tyler Bate issued a challenge. I'm just like, what the hell is Tyler Bate doing? He's there 1 week, he's going for 6. He's there for 1 week, he's going for 8 weeks. It makes no fucking sense. What are they doing with Tyler Bate? And I don't like his whole meditation, new age character that he's been doing. It's like, no. It's like, bro, no. The guy needs to turn heel. I mean, shit, Wes Lee's doing it. Why can't Tyler Bate do it? Like, damn. Tyler Bate needs a desperate heel turn. Desperately. Moving on. So we then get the Schism's interrogation of their masked followers. So 6 masked followers are standing in the ring. They talk about that this insubordination will not be tolerated and must be eradicated. So the dyad yells that those 2 wolves are no longer in the diamond mine. Ava says these imposters put hands on the dyad last week, so they will be found out and punished. She tells the first guy to step forward. He's unmasked, but it's not who they're looking for. Same with the second guy. The third guy is basically Ike Manjiro, who we haven't seen in months as well. So he comes back. He starts dancing to a pop. Gacy yells at him for making a joke of this. The next guy is some heavyset black guy. That might be Odyssey Jones. I don't know who that is. I don't know. They say it's obviously not him. So the last 2 must be the Creed brothers. The Dyads beat them down, but it's not them. So the Creeds, they appear on the big screen, taunting Schism, changing their background, making it look like they're traveling the world and not in Orlando. The Dyad goes on to attack the followers, but Joe Gacy tells them not like this. Gacy calls on the Schism followers worldwide to find the Creeds and bring them in. So I do like this. This is really good shit there. Makes perfect sense. The Creeds were never gone. I'm guessing this will lead to a match probably at No Mercy. If they can continue this feud for that long, I don't know if they can or not, but I'd like to see it come to a head at No Mercy. I think what they might do is the Creeds versus the Dyad. And if the Creeds win, Schism is no more. So I think that would make perfect sense. Because No Mercy is going to be a day before October 1st. And I think that the Dyad have been requesting their release from WWE for a minute now. So that might happen at No Mercy. All right. So Cora Jade is in the locker room. So she storms in, ranting about how she was defeated by Dana Brooke of all people. She says no one cares, so she's leaving. So Cora Jade says fans just want to know her business so they can know she's leaving. Jade leaves, but comes back in and wishes the other women good luck without her because they need it. And then Cora Jade storms off. I love this. This is tremendous. This is great. Absolutely great. Then this leads us into the main event. Gallus versus the family, and their partner that was revealed was Santos Escobar. He got a really good pop, and like every single 6-man tag, it's all the same stuff. In the end, Stacks and 20D got the win, and Santos Escobar, and that was it. So NXT was okay for the most part. Could have been a little bit better. There's some stuff that I like. For the most part, the Wes Lee heel turn, it's pretty cool. I enjoyed that. Trick and Mello splitting up, but not really. That's kind of cool there. Cora Jade leaving, that's cool. I'm wondering where that storyline's going. But all in all, the show itself was okay. But what did you guys think? Please hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe for my videos. I'll catch you guys later.